In the previous video, we created executables with PyInstaller. In this video, we will be talking to networks via TCP IP. We will be updating the UI with several new widgets. We'll be using localhost as the IP address plus a port, and we will be connecting the TCP IP code to our GUI code. We start by inserting a new page after the current page. I have done that already. So the way we do it is in the object inspector under tab widget. We right click it and say insert page after current page, and I've done that. So we have a new page here, and then in the property editor with the page being highlighted, we can find the name of it under current. So tab widget selected, and we can scroll down and we can find current tab text. I changed it to network because that's what we'll be doing in this video. And after that, the next change I did is I put a group box in here into our new tab, and I placed vertical layout into it. That's how I started. So created a new tab, gave it a different name, created a group box and placed a vertical layout into it. And then into our vertical layout, I added more widgets. So this one is a text edit, comes from the left side here, just drag it over there. Below it is a line edit, that's just a one line, and a regular push buttons. And I also changed the background style sheet for the entire group box. So in the group box, I clicked on style sheet and gave it white. So on the level of the group box, that takes care of the whole thing then. Now, the nice thing is once we have one of these group boxes in a way we like them, we can simply right click and copy and paste the whole group box. So that's what I've done here. So I just simply copied and pasted it, and that gave us the same size, the same controls, the same everything. That's really neat, it's really nice. And after that I changed the title of the group box for now client 1 and client 2. And this being done, we also want another smaller group box which we'll be using for our server. So these two will be our TCP IP clients that will talk to each other or via the server. We also need this group box. So after having added this group box, I gave it a label for port, changed the group box name from group box to server, and I gave it a button, and then I played around with the different styling options. And for the group box, the line edit I had to make white, because I changed the group box style sheet. I think I used a gradient for the background color. I think I used wood. So just play around with it until you find something that looks good. And then of course after changing the button text, the button to black, I had to change the text to white. And after that I changed the client 1 and client 2 names to TCP client for both of them. Because later when we add the functionality, whoever client will connect to the server first will be client 0 and the other one will be client 1. So it's not determined which one is client 1 or client 0. And I gave it a port. You just have to find a port that's not in use on your machine. So localhost is a local PC, and that needs that's the IP address, localhost. And the port number, I gave it 12345, works on my machine. Then I changed the button colors to to distinguish the two clients from each other, and I made the background color, red and blue, and the foreground color white for the text. So those are the UI changes I've made, and now we can convert it and import it and add TCP IP functionality from within our Python module. So we can import our design in here and run it, and the buttons don't do anything yet, but we'll do that next. So we have our GUI, and we have our buttons, text and edit boxes, and so on. So we have all of this here, and it's working, it's running, everything else is still there. Can go from here. So PyQt5 comes with networking capabilities, and I created a separate module for the networking part, and we can import from Qt network, QTcpServer, host address, and socket. Now the socket will be the client. It's just the clients are sockets. So we have a server address, a global module level variable as localhost, and I chose this server port 12345, but later we'll read it in from the GUI. And I created two classes, a TCP server and a TCP client class. And this is a network code, and I won't get too much into this. But basically, because they're classes, we only need one server, so we create an instance of the server class. but we want to have more than one client. So because it's a class, we can create many clients of this. And here, when we run this by itself, the module code, we can see, so we are creating a QTcp server and a socket. So after importing the UI part, the UI module, now from this new networking module, from this module here, we import TCP server and TCP client, which are our two classes. So we're importing this class and that class. And with that being imported, we can now write some functionality. So we connect one of our buttons to a method to start the server. And because we imported the TCP server, create an instance of it and save it in a class variable. And well, that creates a server actually and starts it running. And then we have our clients and we want to send data back and forth. So we have to connect the client to the server, and we say the push button is disabled once we are connected. We don't want to connect more than once, and later we disconnect it again. And we have some built-in error handling here as well that comes from this module. So when we are creating a TCP client, we are passing in a line edit from our GUI and a text edit. So that's how we connect those two widgets to the networking code, because our TCP client here expects that and it saves it locally in this class. And that's how we connect it. Well, we have this and this connected as a client, and we connect the button to the server as well. So next, after we create the server, we see the server has been created, and we get the port number from the line edit control in the server group box in our UI. So we run this now and click on the start button. We create the server here and print out what it is, and we read in the line edit the number that's in here. So when we click on start now, we can see I said server created, and this is the object here. It's a TCP server object. So this works, and the port number is 12345, so we are reading this is in the GUI. Now in order to send the server port, the port number from the UI to the actual server, so from our module here to the TCP networking module, we can simply import the server port from it, and that makes it possible to access it and update it as well. It's a global variable. So by doing this, importing server port from the other module and saving this locally in a local module level variable, we now have access to it. Yeah, we can update it. So when we run this now, we can see that our default is 12345, but we can change that. It just has to be a port that's not in use, 22, and we can see that the server stored it up. The server port originally is the 12345. That's what we got in, and we saved it and changed it. Now we can connect our clients. By pressing enter, we are sending the message. Now our other client is not connected yet, so it didn't get the message. So we can say hello and press enter, but nothing happens. We have to actually printing out connect to the server. So it's telling us we haven't connected to the server. So once we connect to the server, both clients can talk with each other. Again, so we type in and press the enter key, and we are sending messages back and forth between those two clients that are talking over the server on this port 22345 on localhost. So we are already connected. We only have to press enter to send it over. In this video, we talked to networks via TCP IP, and we added many new widgets to our new tab. And in the next video, we will be connecting to a SQLite database.